Rend, cleave, slash and more. Become the butcher of the plains with the greatsword. I'll show you how by breaking down the moveset into 3 simple to follow levels so you can get started quickly and build from there. And I've created for you a selection of flowcharts so that you can visualize how everything links together and build your own combos. And level 1 will take less than 1 minute, so set the timer and let's go. Hold triangle to charge up and release just after the 3rd flash for a charge slash. When the sword hits the ground, do the same again for a strong charge slash. And then finally, once more for a true charge slash. One of the most powerful strikes in the entire game. And you can use focus mode with L2 to aim the strike. But the odds are, in the midst of all of this, the monster's going to try and smack you. So while you're holding down your charge, press circle to just tackle through the hit. The tackle will also progress you on to the next charge slash type, so immediately press and hold triangle again to power up some more. To quickly reposition after a slash, roll with a direction and X to cancel the cooldown. Just make sure to release the slash just after the 3rd flash. If you hold too long, the automatic release is less powerful. But you don't have to charge every attack. Read the opening and see what you can get away with. And that's it for level 1 of Greatsword. But this isn't the only playstyle for this weapon. So for the other 2 levels, I'll present some different approaches, because this weapon is very expressive. Well hi, I'm Dunks, welcome to the channel, it's so good to have you. What I just taught you is the basics of the true charge slash playstyle, predicated on getting that dopamine fix from the highest damage numbers you can. Now, that intro was brisk, so let's slow down a minute and process what we just learned. The charge level of 1 slash has no effect on the power of any that follow, so to get to the true charge slash quicker, feel free just to tap triangle for an ironically uncharged charge slash, and then again for a weaker, strong charge slash, and then fully charge your true charge slash. Even this takes a while though, and that's where the tackle comes in. The tackle is your best friend for dealing with the monster's attempts to beat you up. This has what we call a rock steady effect, where you take reduced damage and are unflinched by the attack, unless it's an unblockable one, like Arkveld's grab. Tackles that strike the head build up a sizable amount of KO damage, so don't be surprised if you get a free knockout or 2 per hunt. Perfect opportunity for a free true charge slash. Tackling during a charge slash will progress you to the next type of charge slash, so tackling during a charge slash then allows you to follow up with a strong charge slash. Similarly, if you do this during a strong charge slash, you'll move on to the true charge slash. This then becomes a very quick way to get to the true charge slash. Charge, tackle, true charge slash. Just, keep an eye on your health and stamina. Also, tackling doesn't block status ailments and elemental blights, so watch out. If the tackle connects just before the move lands, the power level before the tackle carries through to the next move. So sometimes you'll find yourself fully charged afterwards. Nice. And tackling during a true charge slash leads back into itself. Hope that's all clear. Basically, tackle equals good. Quick note on the true charge slash. It comprises 2 hits. If you land the first, then the second will be sizably stronger, and focus mode can be used to guide the 2 hits independently. The only time you don't want to land the first hit is for a wake up attack. If you don't know, the first hit on a sleeping monster will do double damage, and your true charge slash is iconic for being the world's worst alarm clock, or debatably the best. So here's how it's done. Stand near the monster, face away from them, quick release the first 2 charge slashes away from them, then deliberately miss the first hit of the true charge slash, but spin the hunt around for the second. Try and hit a wound if possible. In level 2 we'll discuss guarding and offsets, and a playstyle that helps you develop as a hunter. But first, let's talk gear. Some of these greatsword designs are sick. It's an exquisite canvas for them. The Mizu one is literally my favourite design in the entire series. That said, a sleep greatsword can be a really good idea. Even if it only happens once or twice per hunt, that's still a big burst of damage on a guaranteed true charge slash. Outside of that, there are 2 skills that for me are fundamentally amazing for the greatsword: focus and earplugs. Focus makes you charge up quicker. For me, a definite non-negotiable. And earplugs is such a vibe because nothing is more frustrating than almost landing a true charge slash only to be flinched out of it because Anjanath does one of his trademark no-tell roars. Ugh, I swear, there is nothing in life that couldn't be made worse with the addition of an Anjanath. Anyway, on to level 2. Level 2. So let's talk about dealing with oncoming attacks from the monster. You can hold R2 to guard with your sword. Normally, this will cost you sharpness and deliver a significant amount of chip damage, stamina and knockback. But this is Wilds, and greatswords now have the perfect guard, which greatly reduces all of those effects. It also builds up towards power clashes quicker, and after a power clash, you can go straight into a true charge slash. A perfect guard happens when you initiate the guard just before the attack lands. So guarding is a viable option in Wilds, and since you're aiming for perfect guards, consider adding the skill Offensive Guard. This temporarily boosts your attack after a perfect guard. Fantastic! That's guarding, now on to offsets. From neutral or between moves, press and hold triangle and circle to begin charging your offset rising slash. Time the release of this move so that the arc hits an incoming physical attack and you'll get one of two outcomes. 1. The monster gets offset and flies back. Immediately press triangle to close the distance and do a slashing attack, which you can then choose to follow up with a charged attack. Or 2. You'll both remain unflinched and you'll get the option to do a true charge slash. Win-win either way. And honestly, offsetting is where the good stuff is for the greatsword in this game. This is the catharsis right here. Offset rising slash is slow though, so look for opportunities with big tails, like the Wrath's tailspins or Doshaguma's scurry. Or, you know, just charge the slash and hope for the best. Story of my life, as the prophet said. In my other guides, like the Insect Glaive or the Sword and Shield, check them out. Here is where I talk about the intricacies of the focus attack. This one's pretty simple, it just does a bunch of damage. Nice. And it leads straight into the option for a true charge slash. We're just handing them out on a plate now. Also, if you do your focus strike in midair, it looks gnarly. Check this out. So anyway, about that alternative playstyle that can make you a better hunter. The first charge slash is actually decently strong, and you can do it as a draw attack from when your weapon is sheathed by just holding down triangle. Let's take advantage of that. Forget the other moves, just pick a moment, run up to the monster, then attempt a charge slash. Roll out, sheath and repeat. Hit and run if you will. Now, there's also this skill called crit draw. Level 3 gives your draw attacks an additional 100% affinity. For newcomers, affinity is your chance for a critical hit, and a crit means a whopping extra 25% damage. Cool. So if your weapon has a base affinity of 0, then this charge slash is guaranteed to crit as long as you do it straight from sheathed. Hence the name of this playstyle. Crit draw, greatsword. And if you have room in your build, try putting some points into crit boost to make this even more powerful. But I was arrogant enough to say that this can make you a better hunter. Why? With the true charge slash playstyle, you are more or less improvising, since it takes a while to build up from neutral. Powerful, but it makes you feel like you're constantly taking chances, not fully in control. Enter crit draw. Now you aren't gambling. Instead, you are entirely calculated. In fact, do this. Pick a monster, go in solo, and just don't attack. But instead, just watch their moves and try and find one where they just stand still doing nothing afterwards. These are your opportunities for crit draw. And as you get used to the monster, you'll get a clear understanding of where the openings are and aren't. And that means you are no longer improvising with risk, you are now reading the monster like a book. Now, when you go in with a different weapon or playstyle against that monster, you'll see the openings a mile away. So if you have a setup weapon, like a charge blade, you now completely and utterly know when the safe moments are for powering up or unleashing a super. In level 3 we'll talk about bringing flow into the weapon, a very fun playstyle, and also describe a move that's so powerful that few dare to speak of it. And if you're enjoying this guide, it would massively help my channel and be really encouraging if you gave it a like, or subscribe for more guides in the future. It'd be lovely to have you as part of the community. Level 3. Let's look at repositioning. After performing an evade, press triangle to do a tackle. Bit annoying that in this case it's triangle for the tackle when in every other case it's circle, but we move. The evade will always reset the combo, but this tackle afterwards skips the charge slash. So, after the tackle, hold triangle to go straight into a strong charge slash. And if the opportunity's there, tackle again to quickly get into a true charge slash. It's really not that difficult to do, but this, along with a bit of evade extender, really helps you move around a bit and keep up with the monster's movements. Also, I don't know, it just feels kind of addictive to do. Okay, in between your charged attacks, there's a wealth of different moves that you can do if it takes your fancy. So, let's talk about them. From neutral, or after the charge slash, press circle to do this lovely wide slash. Follow this up with a tackle by pressing circle. Then you have 3 options. After the tackle, press R2 and triangle together to do the side blow. This is a quick slap because the monster trash talks your mother. The side blow also does KO build up on the monster's head. So, between that and the tackle, you're quite the stunning hunter. Our second option out of tackle is to press circle to close the distance with a leaping wide slash. After which you can press triangle to do the side blow slap attack. And thirdly, after the tackle, hold down triangle to begin your strong charge slash. Oh, and the side blow loops back into wide slash with circle. And just in case that was quite difficult to keep a hold of, here's what that looks like in a flowchart. Feel free to pause the screen or take a screenshot. Nice. So that's out of a charge slash or from neutral. The story is slightly simpler out of a strong charge slash. Press circle after a strong charge slash to perform a strong wide slash. The curious thing about this move is that its power level is linked to the charge level of the preceding strong charge slash. So, an uncharged strong charge slash will lead into a less powerful strong wide slash, and vice versa. After this strong wide slash you have 2 options. The first is to press circle again to do a regular wide slash. The other option out of a strong wide slash is to hold triangle for a true charge slash. So I encourage you to give these a go and see if you like the feel, and incorporate them into your playstyle if they take your glorious fancy. The Greatsword has one of the most fearsome attacks in the entire game, but before we get on to that, let's talk about one more playstyle that's really fun, if slightly situational. For this, we need one simple thing, a ledge. If you and the monster are on the top side, then try this. Roll towards the ledge and hold triangle when you're in the air to do a little hop. Aim towards the monster and unleash. Then, immediately roll back to the edge and do it again and again. This is Aerial Greatsword, and while goofy and situational, it was actually a popular tactic in World. And it's fun. But whilst we're in the air, we have a couple of other options. Press R2 in the air to do a lovely plunge through the target. An option for dismounting the Sacred maybe. And, as previously mentioned, you can use your focus strike in the air if you fly near a wound. Finally, I'll hold you off no longer. It's time to scorch the earth and break the fabric of reality with the most powerful move in the game. You ready? Okay. Hold R2 to guard, and then press triangle.